Hi everyone. Okay, so I'm praying that my connection is good. Earlier today it wasn't. I was on a Zoom call and I kept freezing and everyone else was freezing, which is not helpful. I'm loving these. I would love any input from anyone who does watch these to know, is this helpful? Are you learning anything? I've taken inventory, kind of a poll on my Instagram. What topics do you want to hear? And I'm going to cover things piece by piece. It's every week, so I pick one thing at a time, but I just would love to know what is helpful. I am what we call a green personality, a type 1 on the Enneagram, and so that combination is like, I love to help. I don't want to do things frivolously. I am an advocate of things. I love doing what I'm passionate about and helping people. So I'm gonna start. I know for the playback, this will be dragged out, so I'm just gonna start. But I wanted to, so if you saw me announce what this class is about, then you already know. But if you didn't, I'm just gonna go through, it's gonna be a little bit of two different things. I'm gonna cut it in half and talk through some general information. Technically, it's 3 parts. I'm gonna tell a little bit of my story, a little differently than what you might have heard if you have joined me on these. And then I'm going to go through some general information, some of which you might already know, some might be new. This general topic is about kids and how do you use oils, how do you use these products, what are the products, that sort of thing, because I know that I was like this before even starting, and I know a lot of people are like this in the sense of, this is overwhelming. How do I use them? Are they safe? That sort of thing. And I just want to break it down and make it simple for everyone who wants to know about this. So it's a mind shift, a mentality shift and change, because we go in our lives, if you're not raised this way, I was not raised this way with natural alternatives to anything at all. You would go to the store, you would buy something off the shelf, and you would use it. And you were used to the way it felt in your system, the way you reacted to it, if you had a reaction to it, that sort of thing. And that was normal. So I think if you're thinking of, using natural alternatives, that whole mindset is a shift. For me, it was thinking that these, you kind of go from thinking that one way and then realizing, oh wait, all of these products can actually be more beneficial to your body, be more effective, be cost effective. I just kind of thought everything was extra. I don't need this stuff. I couldn't imagine plants being that powerful. And you don't really you don't know that you think that way until you really start to break it down and start switching over, and the light bulb goes off of how much peace of mind, how effective, the testimonies, the stories, the ways that you see the benefit in your life and personally experience them. So if you're thinking of jumping into this lifestyle, it's kind of something you have to try out. You can get all the information you want, and that's great. It's very beneficial to understanding, but I know for me, as well as a lot of people that I know, you just starting and getting your starter kit, getting a little bit of everything and trying things out and seeing what your family or your body benefits from because of your personal needs is the best way to do it. So for me, it was really helpful to figure out and do research on the quality of the brand I was going with, the company I was going with. So then after that, I knew whatever products I wanted to learn about, I knew I could trust the quality, the transparency, and the sourcing and everything like that. And that is Young Living for me. So, okay. So then the third part is I'm going to go through this is not even the tip of the iceberg, but I'm going to go through all the products I could think of that I used on Aviana as a baby, and then I'm using on as a newborn or as a toddler. So first, I'm going to just kind of go through my story, like I mentioned. But before I was even pregnant, Aviana, my daughter, was one of the reasons that I started using or looking into products. But before she was even on our radar of having kids, I have a funny story. So I love my cats so dearly, and one of them was having issues, and so I had to take him to the vet. He was in pain, he was crying. That is besides the point of what was going on with him. But I was in the vet, and I remember sitting there thinking, they're crying because I love this cat, and totally unaware of how to help him. And I remember hating the feeling of not feeling educated, not having any knowledge on any of this or how to help treat, or not even treat, but just bring comfort when he was in pain. So my cat is the sweetest cat ever, but he was crying. It was the only time he hissed. So anyway, so I'm sitting here, I'm crying. The vet is probably thinking I'm crazy. But I realized, if I feel this way and I love my cat this much, how much more am I going to want to be educated and prepared as much as possible and have as much knowledge and invest in as much prevention as possible when I have kids. So I did not like that I was not at all knowledgeable of the topic that we were in the room about. And so I just kind of realized, it was around that time that someone approached me about Young Living. And there's a lot of pieces to this, but a lot of pieces of the puzzle that were being put together. But specifically, I remember thinking a couple things pointing towards kids is, okay, if I feel this way and feel this helpless and unprepared for my cat feeling, having some issues, I'm going to feel even how much more overwhelmed and heavier and have so much of a weight when my kids are dealing with something. So I didn't want to sit there. I didn't want to just stay uneducated. So I started really considering what are the options for how I could be more prepared as a mom to take care of things that I could take care of at home. Okay, so the next part of that is I was starting to really realize I was no longer in denial of the products that we were using, and I was just coming to conclusions before even using Young Living. If we have to keep all of these toxic products, toxic cleaners out of a kid's direction, out of their touch, why are we using them? Why? Our bodies are bigger, but they're all made of the same thing. They're just older. So I just was kind of asking these questions. I was becoming the right kind of skeptic, I guess, because it propelled me into this wanting to understand, wanting to know, researching, really looking into why are we using what we're using, what does it do, what are the known traces of things and the way that they have impacted people's bodies, what are the tests that have been done, and all of this stuff that I just kind of went into this hole. But it wasn't overwhelming to me. I really, really wanted to know. And so this was right at the same time that I was starting with Young Living. And it was not overwhelming like I thought it was going to be in this area. It was exciting that I had an opportunity to change the direction of our lives and just take inventory in a way that I had never known before. I was not raised this way. This is completely new to both, mainly my lifestyle from compared to when I was raised, how I was raised. Can't spit that out. Okay. So that's just a part of the story. I just wanted to gain insight and be prepared as a mom as much as possible. I wanted to not feel hopeless or helpless in a room with someone who I didn't completely know would have our best interests. I wanted to be allowed and empowered to use my intuition as a mom to make decisions that I might only know and have more tools to do that. Okay, so next part of the talk, I guess. So if you might have already heard this, but I'm just going to go over it for those who are tuning in that haven't. A lot of this information, or even more so of it, like the bigger picture of this, details of what are essential oils is in my Essential Oils 101 class. So if you're not getting all the information you want and you want a little bit more, go to one of my other classes, and you'll get more. But this is specific to kids. Okay, so the different ways to use them, there's two that is recommended and recommended is topical and aromatic, which is diffusing. Place drops of oils into a bowl, in a roller, or in your hand, or add to a carrier oil. So if you are wanting to use oils for your little one, you're going to put them I'll expand on this, but put them in a diffuser in the room. You're going to cup your hand, have oils in your hand, just a couple drops, and have them smell it depending on the need. I'll explain a little more. Or a roller. So rollers are awesome. They're such a great way to have something on hand ready to use. You don't have to add a carrier oil because there's already one in there. It's my favorite is fractionated coconut oil to just basically dilute the oil because their skin is so sensitive. And they don't need as much. It's not necessarily just a caution as much as it is also that their bodies are so small, they just don't need as many drops. So when you're rolling a roller and you have, let's say, like a really small portion of the drop of oil to a larger amount of the coconut oil, the molecules, I think it's the fatty molecules of the carrier oil, just kind of draw out and dilute the oil, so it's covering a larger portion of the skin, so it's just not going to be as strong as if you were dropping an oil on straight onto the skin, which is what we want for little ones because their skin is so sensitive. Okay, so then let's see. For little ones, okay, so this is all based on your intuition as a parent. Some people will use oils a certain way, and then some will use them another. Some people feel comfortable with certain oils, and then others don't. So just be aware of, just be intentional. Know what you're using and do as much research as you feel comfortable and decide based on your needs. So for Aviana, I felt really comfortable putting on certain oils like thieves at an earlier age than other people might. But if you put them on the bottoms of their feet, which is the number one place, bottoms of their feet and their spine, because they can't touch it, that's going to be a safer, more cautious way of doing it. Just because they can't get in their eye, they can't touch unless they're touching their feet, that's a different thing. But I know that when I put them on Aviana, I was putting her in a sleeper or putting socks on her after I put them on her feet, and so she couldn't get the oil. And then aromatics, so diffusing. Breathing in essential oils directly infuses the control center of the brain, the hippocampus. This area sends instructions through our body concerning sleep patterns, mood, behavior, appetite, and the release of certain hormones. This is an excellent method for purifying the air, boosting mood, and creating a healthy atmosphere. Follow the direction accompanying your diffuser and always watch for the water lines, since an overflowing diffuser may malfunction. So just a tip on using a diffuser. Okay, so, and just a note for diluting oils, they are still effective. I know for me, again, it was just a mental change of, okay, these are really powerful. I don't need to use as many as if I was to use something else that you can get at the store. I'm not anti-medication or prescription, but just the way that it's made, it's going to partner with their bodies in a way that you wouldn't get with a different product or product. So you just don't need to use as much for such a small little body. So it's also a really great way to stretch things. Oils in rollers are an amazing way to stretch. It only takes, like, if you're diluting it for a little one, you only need a few drops in here, and that is like not even $1 to make this, which is amazing. Okay, so fractionated coconut oil is my favorite. One note for carrier oils, if you are thinking of making rollers, haven't yet, at some point for little ones, sometimes they have allergies that you're not sure of, or they haven't developed what they need to basically you want to wait until you do nut oils. So fractionated coconut oil is just a really great across the board, especially if you're giving something to someone, like a gift to someone else that has a little one. Just start with fractionated coconut oil, and if you're the parent, I would recommend that as well. Sometimes almond oil is really well loved because it's so gentle. It's thinner, but you as a parent would know more than if you're giving someone something. So just start with fractionated coconut oil and go from there. You can use coconut oil, but I just prefer fractionated because it's the liquid form and goes in a roller a lot more smoothly than putting coconut oil in anything. I feel like it's just easier to make it that way. Okay, so for under 1 year old, basically under 2 years old. You want to be really cautious with spicier oils. That would be Thieves, if you're thinking of one for your immune system, which is an amazing oil for your immune system. Starting 2 years old, I felt comfortable a little earlier than that. But you just want to really, really, really heavily dilute it if you aren't sure how the baby is going to react. And start with, spine or feet and go from there. But in general, things like they have a line called Kid Sense. So Sniffles is one for congestion. And I used that because this is amazing that we have these tools, because when you have a little one that's having a hard time breathing, sometimes this happens around the time that they're teething. Just fluids are just different. So there was one time that Aviana had a hard time breathing, and I was like, I'm going to diffuse Sniffles, even though it is really spicy for a little one, but I only put a few drops in her diffuser and it helped her breathe. So I was like, it is more worth it to know that she's breathing, because only a few drops and just for one night. I think it was just for one night. I was like, this is totally worth it. So you just need to consider, okay, so I would rather diffuse a couple drops of Sniffles, which has eucalyptus, and I think it has eucalyptus and peppermint, probably just eucalyptus, but that is a stronger, spicier oil. So I was, I'm going to look at that, and I'm used to oils, and I'm thinking I would much rather do something I know is pure and plants, instead of going to the store trying to get her something that I don't trust. So that's something. So spicier oils, just be really cautious. Do a lot more research. I am going to talk forever already. So if you are wanting to dive into oils or you have little ones, do your own research about what's spicy or what you feel comfortable. Their age, every kid is different and the way they react is different. And it's pretty rare for anyone to have reaction, but there are a couple different reasons that it might actually cause a reaction. It can overload a system, or it can draw things out in a way that their body wasn't prepared, like a detox. So other things are going on. It's not just the oil if there's a reaction. But this is a quote that I thought would be helpful if you're looking into a book that's really well known for being helpful in this area of babies. It's called Gentle Babies. Quotes from Deborah Rayburn. So this quote says, sensitivities to young living essential oils are seen very rarely. Typically, if sensitivities occur, the cause is either that a different brand or chemically adulterated oils were used, or because they were used in excess, which simply overloaded the system. So you just need to start with less. If you are going to try a spicier oil because you want the benefit of Thieves, just start with way less and see what happens. But definitely not right when they're newborn. Wait a little while. Frankincense, just because I mentioned Thieves for overall wellness and immune support, use frankincense instead. It's very, very gentle. Okay, so I have just typed out a few. This is a long list, but it's not even the full list of all the things that you can use oils for when it comes to little ones. Again, this is just a short list. So because I'm not going to cover everything, I'm going to try to cover a lot, but I'm going to cover specifically all the products that I used on Aviana, because I know people love seeing what you actually used. So I'm going to talk about that after this list. But the list I threw together is overall wellness, immune support, respiratory support. That is Sniffles. So they're recommended 2 years older, but with Aviana, like for me, I felt comfortable using it. I don't know, she was like 1.5. I would rather have her breathe with a couple drops than not. So yeah, just use your parent discretion. Nightmares, body temperature, helping manage body temperature. There is an oil for that. Skin issues, skin irritations. So if they get bit, if they are red from the sun, all these things, all kinds of skin issues. Diaper issues, like there's so many oils for everything. Hormone support. I honestly don't know how much a baby needs hormone support, but I can only imagine that there's hormone cycles and changes as they go through growth spurts. I don't know that for a fact. I'm not a doctor, and I actually haven't researched that, but a lot is going through their body and their brain. So I'm sure that hormones are affected or impacted or changed. Gut health. Yeah, gut health. Emotional support. Kids have so many emotions. I'll go through a little more of that. My daughter turns 2 tomorrow, so I will explain because it's one of my favorite things. Okay, help with being calmed, tantrum taming oils, sleep, teething, and focus. Okay, so that's just a handful of topics. That's not even everything, but that's just what I could think of. But lots of different things for all of the uses. So, okay, so now's the portion. And type in if you have any questions. I would love to answer this stuff because I'm really just kind of going through my personal list of things that I used on her. So if you have questions, I would be happy to answer if I can on here. Okay, so newborn, gentle baby. I'm going to go through, I'm just going to go through newborn lists and then I'll go through toddler lists. There are a lot of oils that are the same. They overlap, but I wanted to break up the list because I like the clear timeline on this is when I use this and this is when I use this. So I'm just going to share that way and hopefully it's easy to go through with me. Gentle baby is actually an amazing one for bonding and for hormone support and emotional support for mom and baby. It's actually also known for if men want something or need something to help bond with the baby because they don't smell like the mom. Gentle baby is one of those. And it's one of my favorites to have in a roller. I have ever since she was a newborn with frankincense and lavender. A roller, if you didn't know, is just like this. And I would put it on her all the time. Lavender is very calming. Frankincense is very calming, grounding. It's amazing. It's the baby Jesus oil. Immune support, and gentle baby is incredibly helpful for their emotions. Again, with all of the fluctuations that they go through, their brains are growing and changing. And so every growth spurt, I would be dousing her when she was little. She still goes through growth spurts, obviously, but when they're a baby and they can't talk at all, it's so overwhelming. I can only imagine how overwhelming it is to not know what your body's doing when you're that little. Okay, so next one is the Tummy Jize roller. So Tummy Jize comes in a bottle, Kid Sense line, and hopefully the light you can see, the sun's going down, so hopefully you can still see the light enough to see what I'm showing you. Okay, so Tummy Jize, I think I put 12 drops in this for Aviana, who is 2. I could put a drop on her stomach or on her, like in her belly button is a great way to get it to her system quickly. So I do that if she absolutely needs it. She honestly has not needed this since she was little, like a newborn. When she was a newborn, this was amazing to have on hand. I probably used 8 to 10 drops, probably 8 drops when she was brand new. And I love that you don't have to worry about using it even if you're not, you don't know what your baby needs. A lot of the time you can guess. They're not talking to you, so moms typically have a good sense, but if their stomach hurts and you don't know 100%, you don't want to give them something that you don't know if there's side effects, but these don't have side effects, so you can just roll it on his stomach, and do that consistently. And if their stomach doesn't hurt, it's not going to do anything to them. It's not what's it called? I can't even think of the word. It's not going to flush them out. Yeah, I can't think of the word, but a diuretic. It's not going to flush them out. It's just going to partner with their body and help them digest better. So it's awesome. Next one for newborn is diffusing lavender. Okay, so fun thing about lavender, other than how amazing it smells, I really think this helped whenever we stayed anywhere. Traveling with a newborn or just a baby, I don't think we traveled when she was new, but is stressful. So for her to have a familiar scent that I had diffusing at night when we were at home, diffusing wherever we were, I know helped her, because she always slept at night wherever we were. Naps were a different story because of the light, but she slept through the night everywhere we went, which we didn't go a lot, but when we did, I would always diffuse the same thing, which was lavender, as I would diffuse at home, and it really helped. So we would set up the pack and play, diffuse right next to her. I wanted her face in the scent because I just wanted her to sleep. Lavender. This has a million uses. I will just go through the few that for newborn. I love using this in a cloth spray that I make. I didn't use this when she was a newborn, but I will the second time around. So I would use this when she was newborn. You can just do filtered water and a few drops of lavender, really calming to the skin, and a cloth wipe, which I get these from Etsy, and I just throw them in with cloth diapers. Okay, so any irritations, again, if their skin's pink from being in the sun too long, there are a million uses for lavender. You want to have this for your newborn, but I just mainly diffused it. That was like the number one way I used it. Copaiba. So this one used to come in the kit. When I got my kit, it was in the kit, and I'm so glad because you can use this for teething. It's a really woodsy smell. Aviana did not mind the taste. She actually asked for it, which I loved because I feel like she knew when she could barely talk. It was like one of her first words was copaiba. I'm not even kidding, because as a mom, you're like, oh, I think it helps her. I think she knows. And so she would want this bottle. I had to hide it from her when she didn't need it. So I personally felt comfortable using this straight on her gums. But some will put it in a roller and you'll just roll it on the jawline. So that is an option as well. But again, I just straight put it on her gums. You could also put lavender with copaiba in a roller for their gums, and that would help. Next one is, sniffles, if congested. Totally up to you. A lot of people are not going to do this for their little ones because they just might not feel comfortable. But I was so grateful when I needed this, when she was not breathing as well as she normally would. They're laying down. I mean, you want them to breathe. You want the airways to all be clear. So this was what I did. I diffused a couple drops and I felt completely comfortable with it. We have an entire kids sense line. It's amazing. And then next one, just going through the list, Seedlings diaper rash cream. Okay, so this, honestly, at first I was like, that is a really expensive diaper rash cream. But I knew it was going to be worth it because their products are incredible. And I just wouldn't buy it again if it wasn't. And I've only needed 2 in 2 years. So, which is awesome. And that's part of the reason I will forever buy this, because it's very effective. You need very, very small amount. It lasts forever. And so I just figure, okay, if I calculate the price, like I probably need some other over-the-counter diaper rash cream 3 times as often for what this does. It's amazing. So if you have a little one and you're looking for something, Seedlings diaper rash cream. All of these products are worth investing in your research and your money, because they not only are more effective than everything, but you don't have to worry about anything. So I was doing a ton of research when I was doing my registry for Aviana, but I did not have to worry about products, where I know a lot of people are overwhelmed at, you have to make this registry list, but then you have to look for these products. If you trust the company, you get to skip that part for products. You just already know where you're going to get your stuff because they're there's such great quality. There's no pesticides, no chemicals. Everything that has a oil in it, the oil has never been touched by chemicals. It's just amazing. You want all of that on your little baby skin. Okay, and plus everything that's good for your skin is also really good for your hormones. So a lot of the oils that are in here are calming to their emotions and supportive for their hormones. So you want this kind of stuff. Okay, so Seedlings baby wash. I still use this, and I dilute it by I get 4 bottles out of 1 by diluting it in a soap dispenser. This smells so good. It is calming, and I would see if she was dealing with anything, any diaper rash, anything, and I gave her a bath, I would see a difference instantly after I washed her. So this is an awesome product. It's the babies line, but she is a toddler now, so I could switch over, but I just love it. So I'll probably switch over next time just to try it. Okay, so next thing on the list, already said that one. Okay, I get questions about this product, so I'm just going to mention it. The Thieves Laundry Detergent. I have notes on mine. I've been asked, is this safe for kids? Yes, I will only use this on my little one's clothes. It's the only thing I'll use because it is not disrupting our hormones like other products are. And there's a million, probably not literally, maybe literally, but a million companies that will market theirs and say they're natural, but they're not actually natural. So I don't want that. I want something that really is natural, and it's all plants in here. So if you're looking for something for your family that you can trust, it looks small, but you can get a lot out of it. I cut this in half. And there's it's really simple ingredients. There's no dyes, no petrochemicals, formaldehyde, phosphate, synthetic perfume, optical brighteners, SLS, dyes. Did I say that? There's nothing in this but plants. So yes, it's safe for babies, and that's the only thing I have used on Aviana since she was born. Okay, wellness roller. So this is what I use now, but what I was using when she was a newborn was just frankincense by itself. I also had a roller that was gentle baby frankincense and lavender. I know I already mentioned that, but if you have one, like with all three of those, you're good for supporting her or their immune system, because frankincense does that. Thieves hand sanitizer. Okay, so a lot of different hand sanitizers out right now, like new brands, all kinds of brands. This is the only stuff I will use because it will never be recalled, like a bunch of them are right now. It doesn't dry out your hands, and I had this for everyone who came in to visit. So newborns, if you are having people visit when you have a baby, you need the Thieves hand sanitizer. Okay, so next one, I'm almost done with this list. Next one is blanket mist, crib mist. So another one that's great on the go if you don't have a diffuser with you, but you want something that's calming. I would spray this on her crib. I would spray this on, maybe this is a first time only child type thing that you only have time for when you have one. But this is what I did, and I still do it because she loves it. She loves, snuggling with her blanket. And this is orange and lavender, and she's obsessed with orange. It's very calming. So that is, I feel like I'm getting really dark. So that is something you can do. You can do a crib or blanket mist. It's also a fun gift if you want to give someone that. Sunscreen. Okay, so this is the only sunscreen I'll put on Aviana. Do you see a theme? The only products I'll put on her, but I trust them. I really trust them. This stuff is I'm not kidding you, the best sunscreen I've ever used. I don't break out, and I always break out with sunscreen. I use the SPF 10. This is mineral sunscreen lotion, SPF 50. I use it on Aviana. I have since she was a newborn. We were really never in the sun when she was a newborn, but the few times, maybe one time, even in the shade, I was worried she was gonna get sun, just burned. I used this. So if you're looking for a really, really pure, and it lasts a really long time. I've had this, I used this, I think I got it last summer, and I use it almost every day this summer. Okay, so we're on to the toddler list, and I've mentioned already, but if you have any questions, feel free to pop in and ask. So my list, another thing, this is one for both lists, and it's empty because I just grabbed an empty bottle on accident. The Thieves Cleaner. If you are wondering, when I started this video, I started talking about like a puzzle piece of my story of why I started looking into clean products. I didn't understand why we would have chemicals for us and then have to put them somewhere else for when we had a baby, when our bodies are made of the same thing. We're just older and bigger. So the Thieves Cleaner was something I was really excited to get because it's all plants, and it is more effective than so many leading brands of natural or not natural products. So if you're looking for a cleaner that you don't have to worry about your little one, you need to look at Thieves. It smells like Christmas, and I think it's 26 seconds on the floor, their feet absorb whatever is on the floor. They absorb it in 26 seconds. So it's important to only have chemical-free products being used on the surfaces. And this is really, really good for your body, for your overall wellness, which is amazing. So it combats all the things you don't want in your home, and all the things that are you don't want in your body, all the things. So I'm limited on what I can say, so because of compliance. But okay, so the next, toddler list, that's also on both, but peace and calming. Okay, this one is the tantrum tamer. If you don't have peace and calming, you need it. It's in the starter kit. It's this and orange are Aviana's favorite oils. I'm not even kidding you. She asks for them by name. I have this in a roller because I would be buying this every month if I let her use the bottle. I have it in a roller with orange, and she puts it on her feet, on her wrists, on her neck. She puts it on me, on my husband. She just wants to share because she loves it so much. She puts it on her bear. We put it on her diffuser bear, on her they're called organic farm buddies, but they're like little animals. She loves it. So another way that I use it, I'm going on and on about all the things she does, but I just love it. She knows it's helping her. One thing that we do is if she's having a meltdown, I will put it in her hands. I'll roll it on her hands and have her take deep breaths. She is a deep feeler, so she gets overwhelmed by her own emotions, and it's sometimes really hard to get her back out of that. So instead of trying to correct her behavior, trying to punish her out of it, sometimes I'm like, I just need to sit here with her. I need to help her get grounded with her sense of smell. And that is amazing that I can do it with oils. Okay, I feel like I'm getting really dark. Sorry, you guys. I'm going to see if I can lift this with a pen. Okay. Oh, that's even worse. Getting close. Okay. Never mind. The light's just going to have to work. Okay, so the next one, Tranquil. One fun thing about Young Living, they have pre-made rollers, if you didn't already know. This I've already used once, and the second time through. These are great for non-do-it-yourselfers. So if you are like, I want rollers, but I don't want to make them, these are great options. So after you use up a roller all the way through, I will add fractionated coconut oil after, because there's still oils in there. You still want to get the second life of the roller. And then I let Aviana use it because it's now diluted perfectly for her. Some people don't feel like they need to dilute it further, but I just like doing that because it's a second life, and she can use it all that she wants. And Tranquil is an awesome one for her to use, especially before nap or bed. Okay, next one. Okay, so the diffuser blend, I don't have it in my right here, but I put together a diffuser blend for her. This is just more of a tip than it is like an actual product. If you have oils on hand and you're like, I don't want to sit there and put every drop of everything that I, want in a blend. So just make a pre-made blend. So what I do is I grab a empty one of these and I add all of the oils that I want. So I'll do like 30 drops of orange, 30 drops of cedarwood, a few of Roman chamomile, a few or like 10 of geranium, 30 of lavender, and I just put 3, so I make a blend and put 3 drops in her diffuser and turn it on, and it makes it super simple. So that's just a little tip. That's for whatever age. They do have, actually I did grab it. So I have a little label to remember the recipe for myself. But another one they have that's really affordable is Seedlings Calm. It's funny story about this one though. It's really affordable, but everyone loved the smell of the wipes when the Seedlings wipes came out, that they created an oil based on the blend that they put in the wipes. And so the Seedlings Calm oil blend is amazing. It smells so good. So you could just grab this, and it's very calming, like it says, which gives a really easy way to just put it in the diffuser. You can use that as a mist, diffuser blend, roller blend. It's a great option. Next one is wellness roller, which I touched on, but just to keep it in both categories. This one, but it's actually, now that she is 2, I have thieves and frankincense in it, and I love these bottles. So I reuse the 15 milliliter, and Young Living has these tops that you can just buy in a pack of 10, and you pop them on and you just roll them. I'm like losing my voice from talking so much. You just roll it. I put it on her wrists and her bottoms of her feet and her spine. But you really only need it the spine and bottoms of the feet. She just loves putting things on her wrists. So she doesn't put in her eyes. That's something to watch for with spicier oils like thieves. She wants it everywhere. So it's not, she's used to using them. You just know your kids and how they're going to handle oils. Okay. So that is wellness, overall wellness. Prevention. This is a great way to invest in their preventative care. Hold on, sorry, I'm getting text messages. So having that on hand, doing it every, if you keep oils in the same place, or I have multiple of the same blends, that's really helpful. I keep them next to, if I'm going to change your diaper if I always stay in the same place, having rollers there. Having a really awesome tip is having the oils right by the high chair, so you can put them on their feet and they'll dry. So you won't have to, have them sit for a very long time or anything. They'll be stationary. Next one, diffusing. Oh, I mentioned I still use the Seedlings Baby Wash Diaper Rash Cream. I still use that. And then Tummy Jize roller as needed. I haven't needed it, but I can either use the roller or straight out of the bottle. So if you're looking for a simple way. So some people just put that pop top, that roller top on top of the KidSense lines. So you can do that for easy application. Okay, and then the next thing, I mentioned this briefly, but I have a wipe spray. So what I do is I will spray down the wipe before I use it. It sounds like a lot of work, but I love saving money and love that I know exactly what's in this, and it's so, so cheap. So this is water, and I have tea tree in here and lavender, and that's it. And you just shake it and spray the cloth white. Okay, so then Thieves laundry detergent. I mentioned this. I'm getting really dark. But I use this. I've only used this laundry detergent since she was a newborn. I love it. I love the smell. Then KidSense lotion. Okay, so this one, they have a Seedlings baby lotion. I lost the bottle somehow when we were moving. So I did use that when she was a newborn. I loved it. They have massage oil. They have a lot of different things for babies. But then for the kids line, so toddlers and up, there's the KidSense lotion. Aviana loves this one. She has to put on her lotion, and it just has nothing in it. It's only good for their skin, and great for, like, let's see. Okay, so it has, I'm trying to find marigold flower, aloe, cedarwood, ginkgo biloba leaf extract, coriander, geranium. So a lot of these are bergamot, ylang ylang. So a lot of these are really great for their emotions and hormones. So you want stuff that's supporting it, not weakening it, weakening their immune system and not wreaking havoc on their hormones, which a lot of products do. I'm almost done. Again, the Thieves hand sanitizer. So I have 2 big bottles, and then they have little travel size, which I don't have with me, but they have little travel size, and so I always keep them in my purse, in my diaper bag, whatever I'm bringing with me. KidSense toothpaste. Okay, Aviana is obsessed with this. She has been. I don't know if it's normal for kids to struggle with brushing their teeth or liking the toothpaste. She will eat this stuff, which is good that it's good for her and fine for her and doesn't have fluoride or anything of that nature, because I love that she loves this stuff. So if you're looking for a good toothpaste, and you only need a tiny, like a rice size amount, so it lasts forever. Okay, last one yeah, I don't think I can think of anything. Oh, I do have one more actually. Okay, so the sunscreen I mentioned, but I use this on her every day. Okay, so this one is specific to toddlers. If you want to try it or need to try something for this area of gut health, we have a Mighty Pro probiotic and prebiotic supplement for kids. She loved this. She's only had it a few times, but she hasn't had any need for anything, but I can only imagine as a human in the toxic world we live in. She only eats whole foods. We stay away from processed, zero sugar except for the natural sugar in like fruits, but I wanted to try it and see if she liked it and just kind of test out the product. So this one is a great option if you want to. It's also really great for overall wellness. So gut flora support. They come in these little packets, and you can add it to applesauce, yogurt. I added it to her oatmeal and she liked it that way. So lots of options that way. Some people she's really young and didn't really understand, to put it in her mouth like a pixie stick, but that is one option. So these are a great, easy way to just support them. I know a lot of people who don't like swallowing pills use that for their wellness as well. So anyways, for those of you who are all the way to the end of this, I hope you enjoy the information. If you have any questions about anything I've mentioned, please let me know. I tried not to go on and on and on, but this is still hopefully thorough enough to give some info on what we used and what we love. I absolutely love these products, and having something, like I mentioned from the beginning, having something to feel more knowledgeable, prepared, educated, and able to invest in preventative care for my family in basic. If you've seen the list, if you went through this and you're now watching this part of the video, like there are a lot of products in our day-to-day life that can either be wreaking havoc on our hormones or immune system and immune system, or they can be supporting us. By just switching out basic day-to-day things, dish soap, laundry detergent, hand soap, all that kind of stuff, you are making a big impact on your body. And so there's even been articles that talk about just that the environment inside our homes have become, once tested, they overall are becoming more toxic than outside of our homes, which it's just crazy that we have to, buck the system that is all around us. So anyways, I could go on and on, but I hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions, always feel free to message me. I'll be happy to help.